to the family. Peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. That's what it do. All right. Before we even begin the show, quick announcement. This show is sponsored by KTL University. And today's topic is going to be the Dropping Gems recap. All right. The Dropping Gems recap. That is a workshop that we did on Saturday. Okay. Last Saturday. It was very powerful. It featured Brother Ross Ben. It featured a sister that goes by the name who you will meet today. Okay. Sister who goes by the name of Acacia Lewis. Okay. And another powerful sister that I will be introducing to you guys. Right. This sister also goes by the name of Nikki Morgan. And we're also going to be introducing you to a very powerful horologist, which is a precious metals dealer who goes by the name of Stephen Richardson. So without any further ado, let's get this thing started. All right. Shout out to my early crew in the building. And this lecture is available on KTL University. KTL University. Go to the website KTL University and support the work that your brothers and sisters are out here doing.
To this day. To this day.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Welcome back to Know the Ledge. As you may not have known, because I couldn't even upload in my comment section or my community section, them people done took my page from me. I was in the YouTube prison, the gulags and whatnot. They had me in the YouTube dungeon for a few weeks, you know what I mean? Right in the middle of me promoting my workshop, they basically put a strike on me for out of all videos that they could have chosen. I might have about, I don't know, I have hundreds of videos on my page, but they took a Jeff Epstein video from me and said that I was promoting cyberbullying. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not responsible for Jeff Epstein committing suicide. That wasn't my work. You know what I'm talking about? You can't blame that on me and whatnot. However, they basically put a strike on me and, they do their censorship thing. So they basically was saying that somebody who is a pedo and that is, his partner got convicted and everything, but they put that man above, the information that we've been disseminating. So you already know what it is. I'm not going to get into no long drawn speech about how we feel about the censorship and how we feel about these businesses or these corporations or these entities and, how much they're losing credibility. I mean, they've lost all credibility at this point. We are utilizing their platform to disseminate information and to speak to the people. However, because of the oversight, it's almost like they're vultures on a branch and whatnot. We have to be very mindful of what we're sharing. Okay. Because to be honest with you, I'm not compelled to share any type of real intellectual property on these networks as it is. I'm not getting paid for it. There's a complete upside down business model. They throw peanuts at these fucking creators and whatnot. They throw 0.0001 penny at people. I'm not interested in no shit like that. They don't do it for me. You know what I mean? So that's why we've built KTL University that you see right there. The people been asking for it and we were able to deliver. Okay. We got behind some programmers. I got people on my team. I got the wifey. She did her thing and whatnot. And I also had some other people who will have assisted me in putting together all of my archives of the works that I've been doing, my very own intellectual property, things that are going to last longer than me when I'm going and whatnot. These lectures are available for video on demand on KTL University. You dig what I'm saying? So let's clap it up for that.
To this day. To this day.
For that. You know what I mean? Know your worth. Yeah, I definitely know my worth. My worth is not a fucking YouTube check. My worth is not, sitting around shaking a cup asking people for Cash App. If they send a Cash App, that's on them. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's not going to make me or break me. It's not going to determine, my my day and whatnot. It's just a sign of appreciation when people say, yo, Red, you changed my life. Yo, Red, that information helped me out. Yo, Red, I've been following. All right, well, sock it to my pocket. And when we meet up, we'll break bread and whatnot. I'll roll one up for you and we'll chop it up. I'll pour some sea moss for you. We'll sip it up and whatnot. Whatever we need to do, we'll do it when we see each other in the flesh. But for right now, I'm behind a computer screen and you're in Boise, Idaho. So there's really no way for you to show me appreciation other than the Cash App. You know what I mean? We grown people in these streets. So grown people need to treat grown people like grown people, because I'm not talking to no children. I'm not talking to no gangbangers. I'm not talking to knuckle draggers. And to be honest with you, knuckle draggers don't even need incentives. They take care of each other. They take care of each other. The knuckle draggers is breaking bread and taking care of each other, doing knuckle dragger activity. So when it comes to people who are highly enlightened and whatnot, we should move like that. You know what I mean? It's being highly enlightened and super conscious and all this shit people profess. It's an action. It's not a word. It's an action. And an action is a verb. It's an action. Love is an action, right? Consciousness is an action. It's not just a thought. You got to do shit. You know what I mean? So to make a long story short, I'm happy to be back on the platform. I don't know how long I will be here, but what I do know is that we popping in Discord. Last night we had a Clubhouse and we popping in Clubhouse. We brought 1,000 people over to Clubhouse. We got about 2,500 people over in the Discord. You know what I'm talking about? So we are doing what needs to be done. Matter of fact, give me 1 minute. Let me promote in my Discord. I forgot all about that. Let me let them know that I'm over here, so they have the option to pull up or not. You know what I mean? This is one of my first time doing such an early show. You know me, I'm a late bird. I do a lot of late shows and whatnot. But I said to myself, I need to talk to the early crowd. You know what I mean? I need, it's 9 o'clock on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? I need to talk to the early crowd and see how they doing. I need to tap into the audience that are out there that I necessarily don't even talk to. I don't get to see y'all only at night. You know what I mean? So for the workers that are out there, you on your lunch break, salute. For the brothers and sisters that are just chilling and whatnot, you're independent, you got your own business, you don't work for nobody, and you just, you might be whipping up some sea moss right now. Hey, how you doing? Salute. You know what I'm talking about? And everybody else that's out there, peace, love, and light, greetings, TGIF, you know what I mean? Everybody walking into the strong end. We don't call it weekend, we call it the strong end. For everybody that's entering into the strong end, peace, love, and light. I see you. You know what I mean? I see you. These days are flying though. I just remember it was Saturday the other day, but whatever. And if you're in the Atlanta area, if you're in the ATL, that's another reason why I had to do an early broadcast, because if everything goes as planned, I will be supporting my good brother Cambada and another good sister, Sarak. They're going to be doing a live show in Atlanta today. Right? They're going to be in the ATL. You know what I'm talking about? They're going to be in the ATL. You at the plantation right now? That's what's up. That's what's up. You know what I mean? Like I said, shout out to everybody on the plantation. You got to do what you got to do. Don't ever think that your brother is over here judging y'all for punching a motherfucking clock. If them babies can't eat no books. You understand? I'm a big proponent of doing what you got to do to feed these babies first and foremost. And for the brothers, even if you don't have a child, you still got to feed bae. You know what I mean? Because women's love language is putting some food in their stomach. You know what I'm talking about? So do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, but just know that the opportunities that we present to y'all is to help free you from the plantation. You know what I mean? To help break some of the change. That's why we started up Stream Chasers. That's why we have workshops. That's why we were telling you about multiple NFTs, multiple DAOs. We've been giving you a lot of information to put you ahead of the 8 ball so you can make the proper investments and whatnot. Before Mark Zuckerberg uttered the word metaverse and whatnot, or meta, We've been telling you about the metaverse. We've been telling you about certain crypto investments. We've been telling you about NFTs, DAOs, DeFi, you name it. We've been rolling these things out to the family. And if the family was proactive with the information, meaning that you apply the information and you don't sit around and doubt it, then you will have a winner's smile on your face and you will be able to break free of some of the restrictions that may be holding you, so you could basically live the way that you want to live. Because ultimately, I don't know about you and I can't talk for everybody else, but the majority of the people that I speak to, that's what they are aiming to do. They want to go to islands. They want to be able to get up and do vacations when they want to. They don't want to punch the clock. They don't want to answer to nobody. They don't want to answer no questions. They don't want to call nobody a motherfucking boss.
To this day.
They don't feel like
day.
They don't want to do what their parents did. They don't want to live the life that they seen that their parents went through. They don't want to work until they gotta fucking die.
To this day.
You know what I mean?
To this day.
They don't want to do that. So they are arduously searching and combing through the internet and, you know, YouTube University and other places to find options and to find ways out, right? So today, we are going to bring to you some brothers and sisters who have figured out a way out on multiple levels and multiple planes. The workshop that we did last Saturday, February the 26th and whatnot, I was in Miami. My brother Stevens, he was in Brazil. Sister Nikki Morgan, I believe she was on the West Coast. I think she was either in Vegas or she might have been in AZ and whatnot. We were spread out all around the world. We were spread out all around the world and we were tapping in. And each one of the guests were giving up information that will assist and aid the brothers and sisters that are out there looking for a way out, to get a way out. You know what I mean? So we're going to do a recap of that powerful lecture that just took place / workshop. And we will, we will have a very good conversation. Shout out to my good brother, Ross Ben. I will be bringing Ross Ben back on the show. This is the flyer right here. This is the one that this is the workshop that we just previously had and whatnot. The brother Ross Ben, we will be bringing Ross Ben back to do some horoscope, some work that he's been doing. You know, the brother, he charts the stars and whatnot. He is an expert when it comes to predictions and things of that nature. He's the one of if y'all been following me in Melanin Monday for a long time, you will remember before the C19 hit, right? When the beginning of 2020 started in January, we were ranting and raving about the predictions that the brother Ross Ben was rolling out. And show enough, right? Show shit. You know what I'm talking about? No cap. He hit everything on a motherfucking mark, right? And pardon my French. It's the daytime, so I should practice, speaking in, in tongues that are, because there could be children watching. I'm very aware that they might have me on at the daycare center. So pardon me, young Herus, the star seeds and whatnot. I'm going to be very mindful of my speech while the sun is out. Let's do roll call. Yeah, let's do roll call. We got the numbers up and whatnot. Let's do roll call. While I'm doing roll call, y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. You feel me? Move it around and things of that nature. You feel me? Move it around and let the family know that we are here, all right? And we are live, okay? We are live. So let's do roll call. Boston is in the building. Shout out to Boston, Massachusetts apartment. You know what I mean? You're watching this from your apartment and you're going into your car. You know what I'm saying? Harlem is in the building.
To this day. To this day.
Rise in power to my brother Rock. Rise in power to Ant. Rise in power to General Marvin. Rise in power to brother Daoud. There's a lot of giants from Harlem that have made transition in the past few weeks since you have last seen me and whatnot, and I have to pay homage to them. I will eulogize them before the show is over. We have to talk about that. Dallas, Texas in the building, Philly in the building, Cali in the building, Columbus in the building, Toronto in the building, Dallas in the building, Georgia in the building, Connecticut, South Carolina, that red dirt. That's what I'm talking about.
To this day. To this day.
Charleston. You know what I mean? I love the Carolinas. I promise you that the spirit out there just speaks to me. DeKalb. You ever been to Angel Oak, where they used to hang out people? Huh? California in the building, Queens, Oakland is in the building, Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston is in the building. Yeah, put them guns away, Houston. Y'all wilding out there. UK, the Mondem, cross the river, cross the pond. You know what I'm saying? In it. Ohio in the building, SC in the building, checking in. I see you. Anybody ever been to Salapio Islands? I was over there. It was lit. Portland, Oregon in the building, South Carolina. Are we deep in the the Carolinas, man? I need y'all to tap in. Real talk. Yeah, I'm in Georgia right now. We surrounding each other. We need to figure something out. I've been talking to Ross Ben. We talking about doing a tour of the Carolinas and the mounds and coming up in Georgia and whatnot. Some of the oldest mounds is out here and shit like that. And when I do roll call, like I said, back in it before, I wasn't in the South. I was on the East Coast. But now I'm in the South and it's spring again. The sun is shining, the birds is singing and whatnot, the flowers are blossoming and whatnot. I wanna do something. I want to do something. So we need to work something out. You know what I mean? I definitely want to do something in the Carolinas. I want y'all to know about. I want y'all to activate the motherfucking grid. Oh, there goes that potty mouth again. I want y'all to activate the grid. You feel me? We want to assist you in the activation of the grid because that's your birthright. That's your birthright. Sometimes we are living in these cities and these towns and these provinces and whatnot, and we don't know that these are bastions of buried treasures and whatnot, buried history. And when rocks cry out, the dry bones are crying out. So we just want to water those dry bones so the spirits of the ancestors could be a little more settled and whatnot. Those swamps, that marshland and whatnot, where our people used to live, the dismal swamps and things of that nature. In Charleston, the slave ports and things of that nature. Angel Oak, where they used to hang our people. All of these places need some work done on them because it's still, I could feel the pain. The pain is still very thick. Okay? Bay Area up in this thing. Cocoa, Florida up in this thing. You know what I'm talking about? Pittsburgh up in the thing. Raleigh is up out here. So there is a Precious Gym Show, right? A Precious Gym Show, right? Hold on. In Franklin, I believe Franklin, North Carolina, coming up in July, right? This is from Tucson, right? This is the gym. This is a chock full of information. I have a lot of gemstone dealers, what would be called the plug, right? Blue Pill is still in Arizona. He is not leaving. Blue Pill is in Arizona. He's on the West Coast. He done found him a new home, right? So we all the way tapped in. This ain't just talk, you know what I mean? We are all the way tapped in. But the next gym show that's coming up that I believe that we're going to go to as a collective is in the Carolinas, and it's in July and whatnot. So when I bring Ross Ben back on the show, which will be very soon, I'm also going to bring Ross Naeem on the show. That is another brother who is from, this is his business. Give me 1 second. Right here. Infinite Treasures, right? He makes ankhs like this, right? Power pieces. He made me an all copper ankh. I got it on my shrine and whatnot. I'm not taking it off. I got it on the shrine and it's doing what it's doing. He's going to lead us. He lives out there in the Carolinas and he's been doing business faithfully with the precious metals and the precious stones for a very long time. You know what I'm talking about? For decades and whatnot. He is a master. So he's going to be leading the quote unquote revival. He's going to be leading this movement when we come out here and we pull up to the Franklin Gym Show. And I want y'all to be in the building too. But then after the gym show, We're going to go a little bit into the mounds. We're going to do some history. We're going to go ahead and wake up the ancestors, and we're going to let them know that we here, to hold them down. Philly in the building, Jasper County in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Cocoa, Florida in the building. You feel me? Yeah. Raleigh, Durham, Alabama with the mounds. Because once we start with the low country, of course, we're going to push into Georgia, and then we'll go further down. We're going to wind up in New Orleans, and we're going to wind up in Texas and things of that nature. But we're going to start in the low country. We're going to start in the Carolinas. You feel me? And then we're going to push. We're just going to keep it moving and whatnot, but it will start right there. It will start there. Be more. Carolina, you know what I'm saying? Carolina got some good energy. It does. It got some great people too. It got some great people. You feel me? I felt that in boot camp in Paris Island. You felt that, right? Shit, them islands is lit. I went to the island, man. It was talking to my whole entire soul. You feel me? Yeah, the Gullah Wars in the Florida swamps. You know what I mean? Cincinnati, Franklin, North Carolina gym show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Did Bobby say that rise would happen in the South? Yes, he did. He definitely did. He definitely did. Yeah, them Spanish marsh trees that be in Savannah. You feel me? Like, it is so beautiful out there. Charlotte, Colorado. You know what I mean? New York in the building. Shout out to New York. Hold your head up, New York. Louisiana swamps. Yeah, I want to go to all of the swamps. You feel me? I'm a swamp monster. I want to go to all of the swamps. Because you could feel the energy in the swamps and the marshes and whatnot. You really can. Shout out to Lexington, Kentucky. Salute to you, King. You know what I mean? Salute to you. I'm a traveling man for real. Yes. My design, my human design is built for me traveling. My human design says that I'm a navigator. My Moorish ancestry, right? My Moorish, my Moorland blood, my DNA is basically, it already put me in that place where I'm a navigator. You feel me? I cannot stay still in one state like that. I have work to do, and I don't have forever to do it. So yes, I'm a traveling man. As soon as those borders open up, I'm gonna be up in Africa. We still got to hit up China. We was gonna go to China in 2019. We were going to the Congo. We had a whole list of places: Ghana, the Congo, China. Shit was because we went to the United Kingdoms and we got invited to go all of these places and whatnot. And then you already know what had happened. So it's all good. It just prepared me. I'm better now than I was back then. So even when I go now, I have more to offer. I have more of a network. I have a stronger network. I have 1,000 more things that I could do when I go to the continent versus when they were going to open up the gates in 2019. Do you know how many doors have opened up while we was on this quote unquote lockdown or this whatever they call this shit? Do you know how many opportunities have presented themselves? You feel me? Am I going to Franklin? Yeah, we're gonna pull up in Franklin. Cape Verde Islands. Yes, that's on the list. That's on the list. You know what I mean? When I go to Morocco, when we go, I'm doing a whole thing. I'm going to Tunis, Algiers. I'm doing the Barbary Coast tour. So I could trace the steps of Hannibal in them. You know what I mean? I'm going through the Rock of Gibraltar, right through the Iberian Peninsula. I'm gonna be on a yacht or one of those boats, and I'm going right up in Spain, the same way that the Moors did it. I'm gonna trace their steps. I'm going to trace their steps. So shout out to y'all are the ancestors. How about that? I'm talking about the ancestors used to be there. No, my niggas, the ancestors is there. The ancestors is there. Scorpion King and LSD helped your pen game. Salute to you, King. I am one of those people that I give honors to any artist who makes me pick up a pen. Any artist that makes me want to pick up a pen. I was listening to this group called Earth Gang. They down with J. Cole and whatnot. See, the Carolinas. And they just put an album out and whatnot. And I was impressed. I was, it sound Andre 3000 ish. I was impressed. They didn't want to make me pick the pin up like that. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, Benny the Butcher be making a nigga want to write. Conway the Machine, you know what I'm saying? They be making me want to get in my bag and whatnot. But any artist that inspires you to write, that artist is special. So, use that inspiration to be, to tap into the creative part of you that is sometimes hidden or dormant, right? Because the quality of entertainment and art is so low these days. Okay, we got Belize in the building. Mine is global. Mine is global. Where can you get a human design? It's not humanity reading. It's human design and the aura pick. All right. You got to email me and I will share that information with you. You'll email me and I'll line you up. Okay. You email me and I got you. You know what I mean? Dominican Republic and Haiti. You want to see that? Okay. KRS One's new album is fire. Yeah, KRS One. I just seen him in Miami. We took some pictures. I'm planning on interviewing that man. I have some questions that I want to ask him. I know the community has some questions that they want to ask him. So we're gonna set it up. He invited me to interview him. You feel me, ladies? Y'all like Earth Gang? They be having their shirt off, right?
To this day. To this day.
Take a few steps back.
They cool.
You ain't got the answers, man.
They all right? You know what I'm saying? They all right? Nipsey made you want to write? Yes, Nipsey made me want to write too. That is a fact. He made me want to pick the pen up. Yeah, he was one of those. So let's do this. Let me open up the line for my first guest, right? I have a guest in the building. I don't want to keep him waiting too long. This brother is in Brazil, right? He's across the pond. This elder, he's not really an elder, but he's older than me. We met in New York City many moons ago. You know what I mean? He is a staple in the community. And this brother moved over to Brazil to pursue his business, right? And as a result of that, we've been able to link up and whatnot, and it's been highly beneficial for both me, my brother, my family, and everybody who is taking, what it is that he's saying and what it is that he's doing and utilizing it, right? The precious metals, where to invest, what to invest in, right? Shit like that. Real wealth, foundation, right? Not speculation. And no offense to the speculators that are out there, because we do need speculators and things of that nature, because we're a thinking people. But I want to shine a light on the doers. I want to shine a light on the people who have moved past speculation, that are dealing with real-time application, because them babies can't eat these books. Babies can't eat the books, y'all. You know what I mean? And it's no offense to the book writers, because I myself will be an author very, very soon and whatnot. But inside of the book will be applicable applications and formulas and whatnot that you could get up right away and utilize it. Like when I do the Facts Initiative, it's not speculation. When I did the evolution will be digitized, it's not speculation. I gave people websites. I told people where to invest. I let them know what to buy, 3D printer machines, this type of machine, that type of machine, where to put their learn HTML. I was one of the first people in this whole community that was telling people, learn how to speak another language, learn CSS plus, learn Python. You know what I'm talking about? Learn the Django and whatnot. I was letting the people know, if you become a programmer, this is how much they're paying you a year. If you become a developer, this is how much they're paying a year. Learn Cinema Max 4D. If you want to get into NFTs, learn Cinema Max 4D, learn Blender, learn Unreal Engine. This was me telling people what to do and how to apply their quote unquote intellect rather than sitting around and speculating and shit like that. Facts.
To this day. To
So
this day.
I'm so blessed because my network is, you know, quality of membership. What does that mean? That means that the people that are in our network, these people are not angry. These people are not sitting around contemplating, you know, checking out. They're not like, I hate it here. You know how people be on the internet talking about, I hate it here. And I'm not making fun of nobody because, you know, I understand how that could, how you know, how that feels. I know how that shit could come over you and whatnot. But nah, I don't hate it here. I don't hate it here. You know what I mean? I can't relate sometimes. I don't hate it here. Sometimes you got to look yourself in the mirror. You might hate something about yourself, but I hate it here. You hate it here on a dualistic planet. This planet is a dualistic, duality-based planet. There's male and female. There's day and night. There's left and right. There's the perception of what is good and bad. There's kill or be killed. There's eat or be eaten. No, you hate the fucking programming that you have. Maybe you hate the program. You hate that you may be short circuiting this quote unquote programming that you have to unlearn and whatnot. But you should not hate it here. You signed up to pull up, my nigga. So why don't you get 10 toes down? And if you don't like what the fuck you see, you should change it. You should change it. You should change it. I know what depression sounds like. You know what I mean? I know what people with low energy sound like because I've been there before. I know what anxiety sounds like. I know what, you know, being uncentered and not in alignment sounds like. You don't hate it here because here is not fucking with, it's not bothering you. Here is paradise. If you could create paradise on this earth, I promise you. So we have to be careful of the things that we say because sometimes we could will a motherfucking curse into existence by saying shit that don't make no sense. Okay, shout out to Karain. Yeah, you caught me live early in the, yeah, this is lunchtime pillar. You know what I'm saying? This is that lunch. This is a plate right here. While y'all are out there eating your falafels and your goddamn you know, whatever you eating, your kale salads. You know what I mean? We're gonna drop some gems on you right now. We're gonna drop some information and whatnot. I'm gonna bring forth some people who are very solution based and are, you know, very solution based and are about solutions. They're about, you know, they're not about sitting around. They're active. They are doers. You should want to have doers in your circle. They will even push you to do. You know what I'm talking about? But if it's just a bunch of thinkers, right, and no doers, then y'all just going to turn into mental masturbators. You feel me? And then you'll see the calendar fly by you and the days go and the children of the mother of your children get mad at you because you're not producing. This epoch that we're in right now, I can't speak for the past. This epoch that we currently find ourselves in right now, if you look on your social media and you take an assessment, this is the age of the doers, my geniuses. The revenge of the nerds. The nerds are winning. You know what I'm talking about? The nerds, you protect, look at what Pete Davidson was able to do. Nigga, protect your assets. You know what I mean? Them nerds will pull up with fingernail polish on them and pull your whiz from you. I'm telling you. They'll show her the fucking MetaMask wallet. They don't even need no game. They could just, I got 18 NFTs. I got the Bored Ape. She's leaving, nigga.
To this day. To this day.
Protect your assets, nigga. And get busy. Stop complaining. You know what I mean? You sounding like Kanye out here. Get on your Pete Davidson shit. Skeet Davidson, nigga. Just get busy. You know what I'm talking about? Put your nail polish on and get busy. But anyway, without any further ado, I want to open up the line for my first guest today. You know what I'm saying? This brother, like I said, is out here making major moves. I'm going to let him talk about it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let him introduce himself to the family. So without any further ado, I want to present to you a horologist, my good brother Stephen Richardson. Peace. Let me unmute your microphone.
Can you hear me? Peace
bro.
to you.
Peace, King. How you doing, man?
Yes,
How's
sir.
everything?
Everything beautiful. How you doing, man?
Man, I can't complain. Life is great. You know what I'm saying? I'm highly favored
Yes.
and blessed. You know what I mean? I'm very grateful to be alive, to be here. You know what I mean? To be in this space.
Yes.
You know, forever great, very
Yes.
grateful. You know, gratitude is my attitude. You know what I mean? Where you at right now?
Yes, sir.
You out
I'm
there?
sitting in the garden. I'm sitting in the
Huh?
garden.
You in the
I brought you
garden? Oh, you
outside. I'm
stunting,
sitting in the
huh?
garden.
That's what's up. You out there, you know what I'm saying? I got palm trees in the background and whatnot. I see you. Shit looking like a Hallmark card. Introduce yourself to the people, please. Let them know who you are.
Sure. Yes. I'm horologist Stephen Richardson. I'm a watchmaker. I study time, and my background is precious metals. I got into the business through precious metals. Um, Basically, I started in 1995 and got into the jewelry business through via Emerson Hogan out of Baltimore. So I'm originally from Baltimore.
Say
And
you.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Be
Say
more.
2222. Nah, just
Yeah.
like
So, from there, I progressed and started designing my own jewelry. My background before that was African art. I was love African art.
were you a
So,
collector or a dealer?
yes, collective African art. I had African art gallery and that gateway to the jewelry business. And then
Right.
from there, making jewelry, flying to Mexico, flying to Thailand, manufacturing, wholesaling, back and forth up and down the East Coast. I got into, I went further into the jewelry business and got into the engagement rings and the diamonds and the gold and that things and started to put together a lot of engagement rings and jewelry,
Oh,
still in Baltimore. And then in 2000, I really started I came to Brazil. I got into importing, buying Rolex, excuse me, buying Rolexes, Breitlings, and so on,
right.
and started selling them in the United States. And from there, I opened up my own watch brand. From there, I went to New York and started studying horology there and started studying horology in Switzerland. And we actually opened up our own school in 2008, teaching horology at Benjamin Banneker School and at the YMCA in New York.
Right.
So we wanted to first introduce horology as a curriculum to public schools.
Beautiful.
Yes,
Wow. Okay. So
yes.
you was teaching the babies about them precious metals.
Precious metals, time, the whole foundation of the jewelry business. On 47th Street, I used to have classes during the summertime, and I would have students come up there. I only had like 3 or 4 students, and I would teach them. We would hang out for lunch. So it was and some of them was actually working, so they was earning money. So it was a real life experience.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's what's up.
Yes, yes,
And now that you find yourself in Brazil, right? With also, doing your business and things of that nature. When I just came from the Tucson Gym Show, I was blown away by how deep Brazil
yes,
is in the precious metals and precious stones business. I would say
yes,
that they were 65% of the big dealers. I'm talking about the ones
yes,
that had the whole tent with stone
yes.
with precious stones and gemstones from of all colors, sizes, and persuasions. Let me
Yes,
know what is your experience in Brazil? How has Brazil been treating you? How's the
yes,
market out there and things
yes,
of that nature? And do they, because I've heard about racism in Brazil, and as we can
yeah,
see, you're a heavily melanated man. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
The lady
yeah.
said that your skin is glowing, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And somebody called you Don Cheeto, but we'll, but
Oh, man.
just give me like
Yeah.
how's Brazil been treating you? have you come up against many obstacles and things of that nature? I'm just curious.
Sure, sure. I mean, you said quite a mouthful. I mean, over here, of course, the class level. Let's call it the class level. The grading level, the way they do business, is very contrast. Not for outsiders, Americans. You're coming from Europe, you're black or whatever. It's a little different for us. The
Right.
doors are open up much more.
Right.
But for the people that live here, it's a big contrast between, let's say, working status. The experience that I have here, I've been here for over 2 years, learning the language. The language is a beast. Portuguese. It's a Latin based language, but I can tell you that my experience is much deeper than the English language. So just say you're comparing a language to a tree. I would say Portuguese is about the trunk, and English is like the branch or the leaf.
Wow. Okay.
So it opened my mind up to understand myself more, because you understanding these words, and also some of these words are used in English, but they're more exotic.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so it's expanding my vocabulary in many different ways. The experience here with the doing business here is a lot of opportunity here. As you talked about the gems, there are a lot of dealers here.
Right.
Gemstones is extremely abundant here. So you have miniaturized. I'm in Rio de Janeiro. Miniaturized is like the center of the gemstones. That's where all the mines are, and a lot of the big deals that's going on with the big stones, like you were showing. They coming out of miniaturized and Amazon.
Geodes.
Yes, the geos. Here in Rio is more of it's like New York and Miami put together. So you have that business side, then you got the beach side, and you got the whole relaxed atmosphere. But the opportunity is I'm doing business. I'm buying precious metals here, and I'm buying it a little bit under market. So I'm able to actually buy it, send it back to the States, and make a profit instantly.
Right.
Sometimes 8 or 10% under market. So that's just one opportunity. The gemstones is a big opportunity because the price is right, and you can really explore with the design, because the labor here is not expensive. Right now, the dollar is about 1 to 5. When I got here, it was 1 to 4. It went up to 5.6, 5.7. So the cost of living is great, so you can live pretty well, a couple thousand a month. You can live very well here. Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
I know I asked you about the ladies. Let's get into it. Talk black to me. What's good with the ladies out there?
And the ladies is always beautiful. You caught me earlier. I was doing a photo shoot, and
Right.
I haven't even touched on exploring that through my IG or none of that. So now we off to the races. I'm gonna start reflecting a lot of that. But the ladies are
You been to Bahia yet?
I haven't been up to Bahia. I was gonna go, and then this whole thing happened. But that's where the most melanated women are, up in Bahia. I was dating a couple women from Bahia, and they was coming in, and it's just a beautiful thing. The women, they're very touchy feely.
Right.
They're very nurturing.
Very nurturing, you said?
Very nurturing.
Okay.
For example, not to get too graphic, when I was here in 2001, you meet a woman, you dealing with them, say you just got finished having sex, you loving up, they're gonna get up, clean up, cook. You want something to eat, so they're very domestic in that fashion.
Right.
It is changing now because of the internet.
I mean, if they get up and clean up and cook, you didn't do your job. Hold on.
No. no, not like that. Not
You
like
supposed to
you.
be Ving Rhames at the stove after that, baby boy.
Nah. I knew you was gonna come with that. Nah, it's another flavor. Other words, that's they program to do these things. You
No
know,
doubt, no
so that's
doubt.
part of it. Yeah, that's part of their programming.
That's their design.
Um, yeah, that's their design. You know,
Right.
and like I said, things are changing because the world is shrinking now. But right now, like we was talking about the other day, it's a whole game changer because the women that, like, for example, the one young lady I was dating when I got here, and boom, this whole pandemic thing happened, and the next I know, she come home, she jabbed up. So it's like we're going in another direction. So it's,
Yeah.
from the
Wow.
looks, you
Yeah, but
thinking,
wow.
oh, this woman, she eats good, she's doing yoga, she's doing all of these things, and then when the pressure come down, it's so
Right.
that's a dynamic right there. That's very
Yeah, we lost a
interesting.
lot of good people, man, to that propaganda. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying lost like they
Yeah,
forever gone and whatnot, but
yeah,
a lot of people got compromised in that
yeah.
operation. And these are some beautiful
Sure,
spirits and souls who only want to do what's right. You know what I
sure,
mean?
sure,
Yeah.
sure. Yes, indeed. So
That's what's up. That's
I'm
what's
I'm
up.
here, and you, you know,
So we
so
were having this conversation about a recap. You know what I mean? You were able to pull up to the workshop that we did last weekend.
great.
First and foremost, I want to say salute to you. Thank you for your
Yes, yes.
for your input.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You were able to add a component
Yes,
to our demonstration because the name of the workshop was called Dropping Gems, right?
yes,
And what we're doing is, we're
yes,
promoting precious stones, right? Because coming from the Tucson Gym Show, right? We were like, yo, we were promoting these gems. But before you get to the gems, you got to get to the metals because
yes,
what the gems are inlaid,
yes,
right? I just don't want a regular pocket full of stones. If I want to turn these stones into
yeah,
something, I have to put them in the metal. I have to lay them in the metal. I have to encase them in precious metal and whatnot. So you came forward with the information about the precious metals and things of that nature. So can you dive into these precious
yeah,
metals and what that metal market is looking like as a result, and especially be based off of the climate that we're
yes,
in right now with the gas prices going up and with quote unquote the fiat and the dollar
yes,
and the root and all of these forex markets crashing and things of that nature. Can you speak to the importance of precious metals, as not just as an asset, but as something that we need to really tap into in the now because of the
yes,
climate that we're in?
yes. It's extremely important. It's so important. That's why I wrote this book. It's called "I Am Rich,"
Let me
and
see,
it's
because
another form.
I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but there's a little
Yes.
pixelation with the camera, but you're outside, so it's cool. Like, I'm
Hold,
sure people are
hold,
able to,
hold one
look past
second.
that.
1 second. 1 second.
Okay. Copper the conductor. Yes, Copper the conductor. I see you, Source
I brought
Guard. We're gonna get
the
you in a
cell
minute,
phone a little
King.
closer. I see it. See if that makes a difference.
Um,
How's that, Rick?
it's
Okay.
it's it's cool. It's a little still pixelated, It's I don't want to mess up those trees behind you. I don't want to take that scenery away. You feel me? It's like an episode from Fantasy Island. But the name of the book is called I Am Rich, right? The name of the book or the name of the tome of is called I Am Rich. I had the pleasure of reading it, and it really got me feeling richer after I read it. It put it put a level of security in me. It put a level of confidence in me because I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Being from New York City, and coming up in the hip hop era and whatnot, we kind of got programmed to like not see ourselves as being worthy to have a lot of platinum and to have a lot of gold and shit like that. Like they kind of kept us in a scarcity mind state. So, can you speak to that? Oh, and before I even start, I would ask the audience,
Yes,
is the picture good? Like, is everything good, or is it just me seeing that? Because y'all could be seeing something totally different. Y'all let me know, is everything clear? Because like I said, based off of my vantage point, I would just like it to be a little bit clearer.
you got me, Rick.
Oh,
You got me
you good now.
back on.
You came in a little bit
Okay,
clearer.
all right, good. So I moved the phone. So yeah, it inspired me. We in the bull cycle right now, precious metals, and they for the last 30 years they've been running like every 10 years. And when they run, they go about from the base level, they go about 6 to 8 fold. For example, in 2002, gold was about $250 an ounce. And it went from 2002 to 2011 to 2100. I think it peaked at 2100. So you're looking at somewhere
Right.
about a 6 to 7 to 8 fold. The bottom of this cycle is about $1,000 for gold. So you're looking at a peak cycle for gold somewhere about $6,000 to $7,000. So this is one of the reasons I knew we was in a state of emergency and our things are speeding up and climaxing. So I said, let me get this book out and give. It is really not just a book; it's a guide. It has resources, information directly to stir people where they need to go to buy the precious metals, and it opens up the door of the concept of how to use it. So
Right.
it's just not accumulating precious metal. Accumulating precious metals is the key because you want to build your bank, and
Right.
this what central banks does. They collect precious metals, gold, and this what makes them central banks because gold is the most liquid asset on earth. In other
Can you
words,
explain that?
you can have a house or any other asset, but with gold, you can pull liquid currency out of any denomination extremely fast. You can pull off 50 ounces of gold. You can pull 50 or $60,000 in 1 hour. Compared to a house, it may take you 3 weeks, and so on and so on.
Right. Give it 1 minute. The picture is buffering. They said my guy is looking pixelated like a crypto rasta. We're gonna work that out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna work that out. Y'all are asking where you can get the book. All right. Well, give us a minute. We may have a giveaway on hand and whatnot. So let the brother continue to cook.
Yeah, excuse me, getting bumped. So the idea of I've been using this frequency for the last 7 years. I've been
Right.
in the industry for the last 27 years, but I've been using the frequency of buying silver and buying gold or platinum every single week. So it becomes a lifestyle. So all I'm doing is turning in my fiat money or my digital money, and I'm constantly collecting real money.
Right.
This Zoom call, this indeed. This YouTube is not possible without precious metals. These phones is not possible without precious metals. So we were just talking the other day about how is with the wars going on in Ukraine and they running the cruise missiles. It's 500 pounds of silver in each cruise missile.
Whew.
You know exactly. So
Don't
a
let
lot of people
Ezekiel
don't.
hear about that. Don't let Ezekiel hear about that.
A lot of people don't understand how precious metals is used in the background.
Right.
Now it's coming to the forefront, and we're seeing how detrimental it is to our survival, because all of these creations, the solar panels, the electric cars, so you have all of these different movements that's coming, that's going to be using tons and tons of silver, gold, platinum, palladium, rhodium. Right. Going back to Ukraine supply us with about 20-25% of platinum, palladium, and rhodium. Rhodium right now is $19,000 per ounce. Okay.
Say that again.
Rhodium is $19,000 per ounce. This is the most expensive precious metal on the market right now.
Damn.
And a lot of people haven't heard of it. I brought it at 1,400. So that's because I understand the cycles and things of that nature. So we want to catch right now. Silver, gold, and platinum is dirt cheap. Silver is below its all-time high, half price. Platinum is below its all-time high, half price, and gold is below. So these are the places where you want to accumulate and set us and get a seat right now. So that way we can position ourselves to really do some big business. What I wanted to drop, and I wanted to give, because we gave some gems yesterday to the speculators and things that we can do that again as well. But I wanted to give some gems to the programmers, the computer programmers, and the computer hardware makers. And I want to show you why it's important that we need to accumulate these metals. If you pull, I don't know if you can pull it up, but if you pull up quantum computer, you will see it is dripped in gold.
Drip in copper.
Dripped in gold, platinum, palladium. Right. So when I started running the numbers on a quantum computer, is the least expensive one is about 200 million. And then it goes up.
Yeah, shout out to D-Wave.
The only difference. Yes, that's right. Now, the only difference is two things. You're talking about metals and mines now. It's about 5 kilos of gold in there. And between platinum, rhodium, palladium, it's about another 3 or 4 kilos. And dollar amount, you're talking about less than 500,000 right now.
Right.
The only obstacle that's stopping us from creating our own quantum computer is our mind, our heart, and our stomach. And that's what I'm putting on the table. So you see what I mean? With precious metals. Yes, indeed.
Go ahead.
So we wanted to show the big picture, just one avenue. When we tap into those geniuses that's out there, like you was talking about before, in the audience, they're geniuses, the engineers. It's time to show them, okay, we need to pull the most precious resources. Then we can go into doing whatever we want to do. Now I want to give this jewel to the app makers. Right now, if you pull it up, you can Google. I hope y'all got your notepads. Google up, write this down. Precious metal X-ray machine. It is about 35, some of them about 12 grand, 15 grand for these X-ray machines. Yes. So when you X-ray the metal, it's going to tell you all the properties based upon the periodic table. So it'll come up AU 79 for gold, AG 47 for silver, and it'll tell you the percentage and blah, blah, blah.
Dope.
Well, as technology expands, all we have to do is build an app for that and bring that app to the phone. And have the technology inside that phone to scan metal on the spot live. And it'll tell you the content in there. once we have that capability of to test something through the cell phone, our trading silver amongst one another or gold amongst one another goes to a whole nother level.
I'm feeling that.
So those two gems, you understand? I'm throwing that out there so people can see the concept of accumulating these precious metals. And that's just one or two. There's many applications. There's many things. One of the ways that I'm using it, and I'll just say this. This is so I have a watch company. This is my equity card.
This is your equity card.
And you get this with every timepiece. So if I sell a timepiece, that's my equity card. So because I'm holding precious metals, I'm able to create equity in my own product. It doesn't matter if it was a chair, a painting, a shirt, but I'm a watchmaker, so it's a timepiece. So when you purchase a timepiece for 10 grand, you have an equity card. You can loan $6,500 on this timepiece 6 months, a year down the road, or whatever. So precious metal allowed me to create the equity. So this what happens. This was happening to my clients. Some clients of mine own 5 or 6 timepieces. Some clients use this. So it creates a revolving door.
Right.
The
audience is saying, can you repeat that again?
My clients use this equity and they use it for emergency.
Right.
Oh, about the equity card? Okay.
I mean, because it's something that people may not be used to hearing.
Can you hear me a little better?
Just, hit them with that again, please.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. So basically what I'm doing, so now I'm a in-house bank.
Yeah.
So now I'm able to back up my product, my luxury product, and stand behind my luxury product and say, yes, I want you as a consumer for life.
Right.
So when you buy my products, because it has intrinsic value and it's made of precious metals, it's going to hold this value, and I'm going to put a guarantee of 65% loan, equity loan, or buyback. You buy it for $10,000, you can come get a loan for $6,500. We can hold it for 4 or 5 months. You can come back, you pay a little interest, and you come back and you pick up your product. So what happens? It creates a revolving door for my clients. Now they become collectors. 3, 4, 5 timepieces, you see, because they can see their equity. So now when you go buy a painting, so if you had someone in the audience right now that's an artist, and you take our workshop that Red and we put it on for the end of the month, you sign up for that workshop, we're going to be talking about how to break down and accumulate metals and create equity cards.
Yes.
Okay, for your own business. So that way, when you make a painting, if you regular selling a painting for $2,000, now you can sell it for $10,000. Now you can back it up and give your clients a $5,000 or $6,000 loan. So what you're doing, you're literally painting your own money. So
hold on,
you become yes.
That's a bar. Yeah.
Yes.
You become the bank.
You're printing and painting your own money, and you're able to do that because you're the bank. You are the bank. So this is what this class is about. It's about bending the rules to our favor. So when that artist is down at Basel in Miami, and his piece up for $20,000, another guy piece up for $20,000, and the guy got his own equity card, and he's talking to the clients. That's a whole nother avenue for the client. He's an investor.
Right.
He's an investor. The ball players are there with their banker investors, and they saying, well, what's the best deal? Why would this deal? Why should I buy this painting? You have to give them a financial reason to buy. So these are the things that we're going to be dropping and formulating, because the templates is already there. I'm already using this stuff, so I want to share this, so that way we can grow together.
I want to put it out there right now while the family
Yes,
is in the
sir.
building, because this is all about timing, right? Being in the right place at the right time. Me and this man is going to be doing a workshop at the end of the month. Okay. We're going to be doing a workshop at the end of the month. You just getting a primer as to what this brother has to offer. The workshop will be Sunday, March 27th at 11 a.m. Okay. And it's $98. You get a free digital copy of that book that he just showed you. But I'm feeling like I'm feeling in a given mood. Not only will you get a free copy of the book, but you'll get a free copy of the Dropping Gems lecture that we just did. The first 44 people who sign up, you're going to get a free copy of this lecture that we just did, this workshop that we just did, right? That was $77. And you'll also get a copy of this book that this brother has called I Am Rich, okay? And you will be a member in this quote unquote workshop that we have coming up Sunday, March 27th at 11 a.m., right? Like church, you know what I'm saying? Get the information and get out the way. You're able to have a full day and whatnot. But that's my offer for the people, okay? That's my offer for the people. The website that you can go to is KTL University, all right? We'll be able to keep track of all of our purchases and things of that nature. It's all on a ledger and things of that nature. But the first 44 who jump at that opportunity, you are going to get a lot for your dollar. You know what I mean? You're going to get a lot for your bargain and whatnot. So I want to open up the floor for other guests. Brother Steven, can you hang out with us, or do you have some things that you need to take care of?
Thank you. Okay.
No, can you hang out with us?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out.
Okay,
I'm gonna
that's
hang
what's
out.
up. All right, so I gotta open up the
out.
floor for our other panel members who were definitely,
Yes.
Yes. There's a little bit of lag between us. I see that. Is that shirt you got on? That's the one with the silver buttons?
Okay. Yeah, that's the one with the silver buttons.
Yeah, pop your collar. Let me see that. Let the people know that you make your own buttons out of silver. You know what I'm saying? We got to refine our drip. We got to refine our drip. We got to step it. You know what I mean? We got to step it up, because any sipping from a silver cup, I'm going. Let me go.
To this day.
Show is over.
To this day.
You know what I mean? It's a little too much hummer stunting going on right now. Show is over.
It's the whole look, Red. It's the whole idea. This is the genius level. It's the Kanye talking about.
That's
you see what I mean? And we have to believe in ourselves. I'm a prince. That's what it is.
It's you have to live it. You have to live it. Yes. It is a lifestyle, family. I am rich. Affirm that in the mirror every morning. It is a lifestyle. Yes. We are going to wear precious metals in our garments. We're going to sip from silver cups, and we're going to, we on our Tinder dates. We got to make sure that our Tinder date ain't a vampire. Here, ma, sip from the silver chalice. If she take off and whatnot, let me go fix my hair. Then you know that you were sitting with Count Dracula.
Yeah, look, first tell the ladies, the first date, I'm showing up with gifts, silver earrings, rings for them. That's our culture.
Right. Chill. I told you before on Instagram, you about to have my audience trying to get flued out to Brazil. You out there throwing all of these, you know what I'm saying? You throwing a lot of lines out there right now. They already calling you baby daddy in the chat room. So I need you to pipe it down. I need you to slow down a little bit. You know what I'm talking about?
All right, you got it.
No, I'm just playing with you, man. I'm just playing. That's how we got to show up. Like you said, we are producers. And when we were in our bag producing things, life was better for us.
Yes.
When we were in full production, we had more, we were able to reproduce more.
Yes.
When we were growing produce, we were able to feed more, because people look at pictures of Big Mama with 30 children and they apply the modern day welfare mindset to that, not realizing, no, Big Mama was good because all of that food to feed them children was being grown on her estate. She had acres, my nigga. You know what I mean? She was growing that. She was able to feed. They understood that there was wealth in their progeny. You know what I'm saying? So that's a beautiful thing. You know, I am definitely, I'm taking notes. You feel me? I'm you got me ready to become a horologist. I'm ready to melt, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to melt some shit up and you know, get on my precious metals. Because I'm naturally attracted to things of that nature. You know, I've been drawn to that my whole life. You know?
Yeah.
So people want to know where they could get a hard copy of the book.
IamRich.nyc. If you want to put it up.
Yes.
You can go right there and you can get a hard copy. And it's going to put you on that path.
Is that a www dot I am rich? www dot?
Yes.
Okay, let me put that in the chat.
NYC. It's going to put you on that path of building wealth. I guarantee you take the guidelines of that book and you stay on that path for a year, you're gonna be addicted. You know, and that's the whole thing. We want to get you addicted to, you know, Big Mama money. You know, that, like we were saying before, the precious metals.
Because people took, right. We are in the era, we are in the age of Big Mama. Big Mama is Mama Earth. So the gold and all of this stuff, that's all Big Mama money. I'm talking about.
To this day.
That's all Big Mama money. You feel me? So yeah, hang out for a minute, good brother Steven.
Okay, brother.
And we're gonna open up the floor for some more dynamic, light, sentient beings and whatnot. I'm very proud to bring the family onto this channel and to introduce y'all to you know, to the Crystal Nation. That's what we call each other and whatnot. So without any further ado, I want to open up the floor to the good brother Sauce Guard, Nikki Morgan. Hey, peace to the family. Let me unmute your mic. Okay, y'all gotta unmute yourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, it's lighter now. Peace,
how's that? Can you see us?
There we go. Yes, I see y'all. Peace. Was good. Yes. Welcome to the program. I want y'all to introduce yourselves.
Okay, cool, man. Peace to the room, to the build. My name is Sauce God. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Here are my partners. I allow them to introduce themselves.
I'm Shabri, aka Perp 30. I'm the principal of the School of Sauce and a energy healer and a partner of these two.
And my name is Nikki Morgan, and I'm a clinical sexologist, intimate alchemist, and these are my wonderful partners.
Did you just say intimate alchemist?
I did.
I like that.
I know you're from Brooklyn. I know you're from Brooklyn with all them bones.
It's real saucy in here right now, man.
Good greetings. Yes.
Yes. First and foremost, let me get in my bag. You know what I'm saying? I have to, you know, I got to get in my bag and let the family know, you know, our origin stories and things of that nature before we get into our conversation, right? I was put on to Source Guard in 2020 when I got put on to the force that is known as Lizzie Jeff, right? We officially met. Me and Cambada got booked to do something in Atlanta, and then I got double booked to do something with Tassili, and they were doing a celebration, and Lizzie Jeff was on the bill, and we had an Airbnb that all of the artists had shared and whatnot, right? So when I was getting to know Lizzie Jeff's music, you know how Lizzie is. She gonna get you, you know what I mean? She gonna pull out the fire stick and run through her catalog on YouTube and whatnot. So I saw the song that she did with Sauce Guard, right? And I'm like, yo, this brother swag, his, you know what I mean? He's in his bag, my G. He's in his Birkin for real. Like you was just swagging on the beat. You was swag surfing all on that beat. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I would love to meet this brother one day. And fast forward, we did the crypto convergence in Arizona on February the 2nd, 2022. So 2222. And when we pulled up to the Airbnb the day before, I believe it was the first, I got the opportunity to finally meet Source Guard, right? And then by meeting Source Guard, I had the opportunity to meet his beautiful queens, right? And then just by observing how they were moving and what they were, you know what I mean? Just the way that they were interacting each other, it was something that even the brother would say. I reached out to him afterwards and was like, yo, brother, I was coming to you for tips, and the work that Sister Nikki Morgan was doing, I remember she did a reading for Blue. You had performed that night, and it just really put a warm feeling in my soul to see the way that your queens were supporting you. You know what I mean? They was like Donda, my nigga. They knew the lyrics. How about that? They knew the lyrics to your song like Kanye Mama knew to his songs. And I'm like, yo, that's love right there. You know what I mean? They was filming, they was holding you down. You know what I'm saying? Like it was all lit. You know what I mean? And your stage show is crazy, by the way. You know what I mean? Your stage show is superb. So, I just want y'all first and foremost to let the family know, you know what I mean? Because we're gonna get into some other information, but I gotta address the you know what I mean? Because everybody's not used to these optical visuals, right? This might some people might be clutching their pearls right now because it's going against the perceived programming that we're programmed to perceive. So can you quickly just touch on the whole aspect of you having multiple partners and how's that benefited you in your growth and development? And also for the sisters as well. This is not catered just to you, Source Guard. This is catered to everybody here.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the question. Uh,
Indeed.
and I didn't know that you was privy to my music back then. Just to hear that story was refreshing to me to know that the message has been in the ethers for a while, and then we was able to
Oh, for
align. That's
sure.
dope. That's super dope, man. I definitely have been in admiration and a student of you and Blue's work ever since I got introduced into the community. As far as the question, um, for me, it was just with mission and purpose. I've always been someone who created their own, so they controlled their own. Me being a Pisces, I always lived in my own reality. So I perceive something, I hold it, I walk in it, and then my surroundings reflect it. And
Right.
me having multiple partners was a big part of that, because of the mission, because of the things that we will do here in this lifetime. Uh, it supersedes the Western colonization of uh, a monogamous relationship. We are here to spread and be multiple. And allow ourselves to stretch not only within what may seem as the dog with the picket fence and the wife and the 9 to 5 work
Right.
schedule,
The program.
right, the program. When you have a world to build, it's going to take more than just you and someone else. You know what I'm saying? And that love is going to expand with you having the ideology that you're not confined to someone else's structure or belief system, and that you can create your own and walk in it. So
Right.
that's basically what that's all about, and not being afraid to do it, and showing someone another perspective. And that's the biggest thing about it, not trying to change anybody's mind, not trying to force it on anybody, but just showing them something else so they can be like, oh, that may be something that I'm interested in. I see how it works for them. Let me see how it could work for me and my benefit. So that's my spiel on it. You wanna
Sure. Well, for me, this would be my first time in this type of situation, but I always saw myself a big energy to like be able to support more than one person. I need like more than one person to support and help guide me into my greatest self. So this has been a great experience of learning and growing and seeing myself within different beings and being able to show um, different sides of different people. It's really a learning for me,
Right.
um, a growing. It's like he said, showing other people that it's not one way because nothing I do is normal anyway. So
Right.
it's like the new way of being open to all of creating your own everything, your own lifestyle, just learning yourself, diving deeper and seeing what you can do because it's like who's to say that one person is just for you, who's to say that.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So I'm grateful for the experience.
Indeed.
Nikki?
Sister
Um,
Nikki.
and I echo everything that Saucy and Shabri shared. And for me, so they covered all of the emotional aspects, the reflective aspects, and definitely even energetically, anything that we're moving through, it amplifies. It
Mm-hmm.
amplifies,
Right.
and so when we tap into that alchemic magnification of everything, um, I mean, it's we don't even have to speak it. It comes. It comes. And so things that we would deal with as individual or even in a one-to-one situation in a monogamous scenario, there are more blind spots that can happen, and then you literally will take on like you shrapnel of the density as we're moving through this old paradigm and growing through it.
Right.
So
Right.
so those are, yeah, this is, and for me, I was born understanding that I love in multitudes. So I really feel like I asked for them a long time ago, and they showed up, and I didn't know how they were going to show up, but they're here, and I'm really enjoying them.
I mean, indeed, life is about manifestation, right? I'm a big proponent of reading journals that I wrote and old notebooks. I love to comb through some of my old writings, some of my old affirmations, new moon affirmations, things of that nature. And I really get blown away by how many things have manifested, that it's almost like planting a seed. I often go to this example that when a farmer plants their seed, they don't go back every day and look in the dirt to see if it's beginning to sprout. They some of them forget the seed and they go about tilling the soil and dealing with other harvests and whatnot. But then the fruits from the trees that they planted begin to bear itself. Then it's like, oh yeah, okay, that all right, it's bloomed now. you know so like you were saying earlier, that you called for this or that you manifested this in your quote unquote beginning of your journey and whatnot. I'm here to just say that yes, this is what happens. This is definitely what happens. A lot of people are on their journey right now in what they call consciousness, and sometimes they don't even realize that this is a journey that they purposely put themselves on, even if they find themselves in an uncomfortable position and whatnot, or even if they find themselves losing faith in the walk and whatnot, or even if they find themselves losing faith in teachers that they're living vicariously through. This is a decision that you made, and nobody ever said that it was going to be an easy walk. You know, so yeah, man, definitely. I appreciate what it is that y'all bring to the table. Can you let the family know what it is that you're doing with your academy and how
Yes,
dope that
sir.
is?
Yes, sir. So, like Red Pill said, I am a musician. I've been doing music professionally now for 10 years. I started off in Memphis. I was touring. I started my own tours around 2012. I was the youngest person from my city to ever tour. headline his own tour. So that's what I was doing for a minute. Around 2016, I ended up going on a 30 city tour with Bigger Rankin. It was me, YFN, Lucci, Pee Wee Longway,
Okay.
Rollo, Family Goon. And we traveled the southern region. But my last stop on the tour was actually in LA for the BT experience.
Mm.
And I loved it so much, I ended up just staying. And come to find out, that's where my Jupiter placement was on my
On your chart.
astrocartography.
Right.
So within me doing that, it transitioned. My mindset transitioned. I was in a new space. I was learning different things from different cultures, and it just grew me. And when that what came from that growth was an acknowledgement of the detriment that I was putting myself in. Um, the self-perpetuating slave mentality that I had put on myself from that hog parent theory of living within the South, and all of
Right.
those ways of living that I felt like was it until I started to travel outside of that.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so so I literally had a death and rebirth, and it was around my Saturn return when I had turned 27. And what I started to do was my music changed. So my music went from degradation to liberation to inspirational music. And from that, the inspirational music turned into me stop going to clubs and stop going to the bars in order to perform and start doing intimate uh offerings where I would offer holistic healing, whether it was Reiki, whether it was massage therapy, whether it was financial literacy, whatever. And I was going state to state doing these things. And
Mm.
then we ended up getting our own holistic healing center in Milwaukee. And I had released another project called Divine Mathematics. And with Divine Mathematics, we did something that had never been done before, because not only was it a mixtape, but I released it as a book tape. So it actually had a book, and the chapters of the book had songs to go along with them to help you subconsciously reprogram your mind to digest the information.
Mm.
So with that,
'Cause we
we
learn
started.
we learn by rhyme. We
Yes,
learn
sir.
by
Yes,
rhyme.
sir. Yes, sir. And I seen what Rhyme had did for my life. You know what I'm saying? With me just bumping Ryan 3 6 Ryan down the street, and me wanting to rob a motherfucker, or me wanting to pull a lick, or whatever the
Right.
case may be. And I'm seeing what those things are doing to my surroundings. So I'm saying the same thing that can be used to oppress us can be used to liberate us. So that
Right.
was the whole alchemization of that within me, and transmuting that and becoming the change that I wanted to see. So we opened up the holistic center. We started doing the master classes, and then boom, it turned into a school where we were teaching children. And
Mm.
this year is the second year for that. So the second year I dropped the project called Matrix Dropout. So the curriculum is based upon that. So we teach astrology, we teach biology, we teach alchemy, we teach agriculture, we teach legalese, we teach all of these different sciences, and we teach them to children. So we teach them to children from the ages of 4 to 17. And not only do we teach it to the children, but the parents are a part of the academy as well. So they're learning as well as the children are learning. And we've gathered professors from all over the country in order to participate in revolutionizing and just being a catalyst and pioneers for our future generation.
Mm. Man, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Um, as a result of taking on online education, especially during the time of the quote unquote, this turmoil that the children have been placed under, right? Because we could speak about what the parents are going through, but nobody wants to talk about the mental health of the little ones who are being bombarded and inundated with fear campaigns, uncertainty, all of these variants and things of that nature. You know, what did you have to work through some things dealing with the children and whatnot? From what I would perceive would be, I'm not saying that it's a homeschooling aspect that you're offering, but I would say that it's in between homeschooling and traditional schooling and whatnot. What it is, I see it's almost like a fusion that you're offering them, a whole new experience to relearn and to reevaluate And basically, first and foremost, I would have to say that I really commend you, because they do tell us that the first 7 years of programming is the most important and whatnot. And even if you're getting them somewhat after those years, you're still instrumental in their overall being, because a person such as myself, I have to unlearn 30, 40 some odd years of programming. There's synapses, there's all kind of neuroplasticity that has to take place. You know what I mean? I have to release, what my nana done taught me and things of that nature that I'm thinking is right and exact because she's right and exact. So to get them fresh is almost like, you don't have to do too much. You know what I mean? And the way that these children are hardwired, they are going to respond to the truth. They're not going to ask a million questions when it's the truth. So did you come up against any obstacles that you would speak of just dealing with the children and their mind state?
The beautiful thing about children is that they haven't been taught this fear. They haven't been taught really what's right and what's wrong. We tell them those things. They haven't been given the restrictions and the experiences that we've had. So they're more open to learning and they're more open to receiving, especially when it's the truth, and they can see
Right.
how it actually applies to their lives. Because when we first opened up the school, um, and we were teaching the divine mathematics to the children, we were having them understand the days of the week and what planets govern those days of the week and what colors govern those days. And just by us giving that to them, they knew their chakras, they knew affirmations, and they would
Mm,
come to us about things and open our minds more. So it was literally us learning more from them than them actually learning from us. And we
right.
seen right there in that instant, it's like, oh, they are the leaders. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
Right.
us just creating the space for them to thrive within it and understand how they're influencing us and how we're influencing them. So it's not it's a C, but it's a teacher and a student. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful. I
I
have a
also
question from.
before you moved on though, I do think it's important. Shabri speak to just the transition that parents have to go through in this, because we're witnessing an old paradigm dying and we're anchoring a new one. So
Yes.
even with the children leading us and the children being easy and open to learn, they're still being guided by us, right?
By the
And
parents.
so
Right.
and so we still have those 40, 30, whatever years of that thing. And I feel like Shabri has a lot of jewels to share about that.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Please share, Shabri.
it started off for the schooling and the homeschooling really started with me and my close friend group
Mm-hmm.
pulling our children out of the public schooling once the pandemic happened, and we were like very uncomfortable with the dynamic of our children being virtually taught, and then we now being able to see what's happening in the schools. And
Right.
it was kind of awakening for us because we're all like going through our spiritual journeys and things like that. And then now these people, this public school is in our home, and it was very uncomfortable. It was a rude awakening, like, wow, we've been sending our children to this school, and I'm not in alignment with what they're teaching them. So
Right.
now um it's kind of like a face to face basically with this program. And it's like, how are we going to keep implementing it? So we just decided to start the co-op within ourselves first, and teaching the divine mathematics and the chakra healing and all that. And it was like the children, my child in particular, it's a journey because she had been in that program for so long and had been, around this. And I'm becoming more holistic and learning all these things and implementing them bit by bit, but still sending her off to this school and sending her around these other children and all these other programs that's like totally opposite. So she kind of went through a little identity crisis of like what
Right.
what what she want to identify with. Even though it is the truth, still I'm seeing these other children. I'm looking online and I'm seeing these kids doing this and this and that and the other. So it's kind of like you said, the first 7 years of her life, that's what she been doing. I've been
Right.
sending her to school for 7 years, and now all of a sudden I'm like, oh, that ain't what's up. That ain't what we doing no more. So it was
Mm.
kind of a shift that had to happen also within them, because like I'm deprogramming myself, and she's also deprogramming herself, and it is definitely a learning process that I have to learn from her to know how um to even address it, because I have my own way of healing. I have my own way of deprogramming.
Right.
So it's been a journey, and that's why it's so important for us to have the parents also learning these things, and it's like you said, like a mix of homeschooling and traditional schooling, where traditional to me is your parent teaching you everything. You sitting in the
Right.
kitchen with your parent, you learning these things. You know, going to go into the fields or wherever you at with your parents, and you learning right from life. So that's why it's very important where we give them this information, but the parents have to implement it, because if we're not doing it simultaneously, they're not going to be able to to really digest it.
Right, and we know that through epigenetics. You know, the environment has to be conducive for that, or it'll just go on one end after the other, because they just online for an hour and then they're going into this cesspool or this infiltration of dis-ease, and it's like
Right.
it's not gonna. So we're
It
creating
counters.
community.
It's a counter.
Hmm.
No, it's a counter. It challenges. You know, it's almost, it uproots the seeds that are being planted in that fertile soil. You know what I mean? I
Exactly.
got a question from the audience. You know, I don't want to. I want. You know, I don't want to leave them out of our build and whatnot. So I want to be fair, right? I have a very interesting question by Sister Jeannie Jean. She wants to know: do you all share every possible moment all together, or do you split time as well between each lover? Is it hard to be away from one another as you pace in that one-on-one time? That is a very good question.
That is a very good question.
It's a great few questions.
Well, for me, and I'll let them answer for themselves. But for me, I don't see separation. And what I mean by that is, even when I'm not away, even when I am away, I'm still with them. We're still working together. Where I still feel them. They're still next to me. Do we physically have time away from each other? Yes, we do. Do we spend most of our time together? No. We're out here
Interesting.
doing this for the world. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
we're just vessels. So it may call for Nikki to be in Chicago and me to be in Nevada and Shabri to be in Milwaukee.
right,
Wherever we're called, we're present, but we're all we're one. So wherever she's at, we're at. Wherever I'm at, we're at. So
right,
that's the abundance that we walk in.
As far as the relationship aspect of the
Mhm.
question, we do spend time separately. We spend time together because we're all together, and we all have separate relationships with each other, and that's very important in it,
right,
because depending on the dynamic, because it's a lot of dynamics of this. That's ours, and where we all have a relationship with each other, one on one, and then together.
right, right. Okay,
Um,
okay. Um, I'm not sure if y'all can see the comments, but I have to relay the messages. People are loving this. Um, this one says beautiful. You know, they're interested in what's being shared. You know what I mean? They said this is powerful and it's interesting. You know, this is a powerful sharing, Asante. You know, a whole mental 360. You know, this is beautiful. Wow, that's dope. This is dope. Truth. You feel me? Um, so I just want to commend you, the family, for your demonstration. Some people are intimidated by public scrutiny and the judgment of not just this community, but other communities and things of that nature, you know. But when you walk in your truth and when you are in your divine purpose, and when you're, you know, and like you said, you know, you are doing this is bigger than you. It's not just carnal. It's bigger than you. This is higher frequencies. I commend you for what it is that you're doing. Okay. Somebody wants to know, if they choose to have children, how does that work?
Mm. So that's what's so interesting about what we have going on with even opening the school. Because I don't have any children of my own. I was just called to do it. So whenever we're called to have children, we'll address it as it
Right.
comes. You know. So it's we so in the now that we ain't planning for. We don't see nothing past today. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
The sister wants to know about the program and the curriculum that you use for the babies.
Okay, that's a marvelous question. Okay, so
Marbles.
yeah, we just finished up our first term, which was astrology, and we taught children the art of interpreting their own birth chart. So not only were they able to interpret their own birth chart at the end of the 6 weeks, they can have a blank chart and they can fill in your placements. So that's what we taught them from ages 4 through 17, along with the parents. We taught them the symbols and the aspects. We taught them the characteristics. We taught them the planets. We taught them the planetary houses, and then we taught them how to observe and interpret their charts. So that was for astrology. Now with biology coming up, we're teaching them the chakras. So we're teaching them the chakras from the aspect of the planets, the organs, the foods correlated to them, the endocrine system, and so much more. And they're also learning like algebra, how to cook using fractions. They also learning herbalism, so they'll also learn how to start their own garden with this
Yes.
biology term, right? And at the end of the 9 weeks, so it's 6 weeks learning, 3 weeks application, and then we're actually going to have a space where we all come together as a community and plant our own garden in the Dominican Republic. So that opportunity just opened up for us, and we have physical location for the school in the DR.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to all of the family in the DR. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody that's out there doing it. Shout out to Brother Ampu, everybody that's teaching these babies and have these online universities. I don't know if y'all know how instrumental, because I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. I was in Atlanta in 2020 with Pink Pill, and we were having a very hard time finding a specialized program for her and a safe place for her, so I could, because she was locked in to the online schooling and whatnot. And when I was looking for alternatives, I kind of was falling flat, and I became frustrated in that. I was frustrated in myself first and foremost that I wasn't doing it. And I'm like, damn, but I'm like, I don't know if I got the time. I don't know if I got the resources. I'm doing all of these other things. Then I put the line out there. I'm like, who's in Atlanta that's doing this? Where y'all at? You know what I mean? And I wasn't getting too many responses. But look how, won't he do it? Look how God works.
Won't you
Won't he
do
do
it?
it? Now there's multiple people that are putting in that work and whatnot. So what's the website before we move forward? I don't want people to miss out on that, because I
Okay,
there's people in the chat saying they're ready to sign up.
okay. So the website is the softspot414.com. So it's THESAUCESPOT 414.com, and you can apply.
414.
Yes, sir. We started it in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's where the 414 comes from.
Okay.
My
Milwaukee.
hometown.
That's what's up. That's it right there. The soft spot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Legend. You know what I'm saying? Legend. So yeah, y'all got people who are very interested in checking y'all out. You know what I mean? And I'm definitely, I'm gonna do the same. Do y'all do human design and aura check upon meeting before y'all started your journey together? You
Not,
jacking my
not.
bars. That's my bars. Where you at?
It's
That's
like
D
it's like
Will.
it's like
That's my that's my bars.
bring your job application
Right.
before you come through. It's something like I love human design. I love astrology. I love all of these things that we use in order to find out more about ourselves. But all of these are extension of us, right? So if we're not able to tap into our own divinity and intuition and what's leading us and guiding us, then that's no different than the religion. That's no
Right.
different than the doctrines that we've been placed on us. So I lead with the heart, you know. I lead with the heart. So no, I did not do any human design. I found out it out later, and then it just
Ada.
affirmed what I
All
already
right.
knew. Hmm.
Soul connection first.
Hmm.
Right. 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 So y'all wasn't speed dating.
Nah, nah.
Was-
No, no,
Okay.
and the connection happened. Not even it wasn't planned. It was just it really was just felt and
Hmm.
found.
Well,
Exactly.
hold on a minute, because there's a dynamic that's taking place that I just noticed that, there's some bars that are being spit, but Miss Nikki has been kind of quiet. Mighty Hebrew, salute to Mighty Hebrew. I guess we save. You know what I mean? You gonna come and clean up? I guess, right? Yeah.
And that's what it's looking
You
like.
need some
No,
bars, Nikki. Come talk black to us. Come on now.
you know
So
that
you
that
opened up Dropping Gems lecture, right? You opened up our workshop. I'm highly humbled and thankful for your contribution and the light that you were able to shine. You were marvelous, right? I want you to just build with the people. You said you're a sexologist. Is
Mhm.
is that was that the term?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes. You're very, very, very deep in spiritual sciences and whatnot. So I would love for you to introduce yourself to the family and just let them know, who Nikki Morgan is.
Yeah. Well, Nikki Morgan has um
Enjoy your show.
mhm. That's my partner supporting me. I love them. So so yeah, I'm a multidisciplinary practitioner. And when I started to actually become more public with my work, I was touring doing Touchless Orgasm with Panani Poets across the country, and we
Yes.
did that for 2 years. And touchless orgasm, the reason I use touchless orgasm as something to lead with is so that we can start to shift our ideas and decolonize our ideas around what we consider to be orgasm, what we consider to be pleasure, what we consider to be sex, and also relationship.
For
um,
the record, I'm sorry to cut your wisdom. For the people that are not familiar with tantric orgasm, that would be achieving orgasm without the quote unquote intercourse or penetration. Correct?
That is correct. That is correct. So, just to understand that a little more, whenever you would, whenever you would come to any one of my shows, I would have an audience of a little more than 100 people. I try not to exceed the two, and we would have a volunteer come up on stage with me, but everyone in the audience is participating.
Yes.
We get everybody in line, or we get everyone in line energetically, so much so that when I'm standing in front, like a lot of times y'all might see when I'll be wearing black in front of everyone when I'm doing shows. That's because I want to feel everything. So it is intentional. And when I do that, I can feel when somebody's having a bad day in the audience, then they need to know that when they're projecting that energy, when they're emanating that energy, it's going to affect everyone, including the person that is asking to or surrendering to their orgasm here in this on stage. So
Right.
I need us to understand the awareness of how we co-create this reality.
Right.
Um,
Our auric
and
fields.
exactly. And so orgasm in itself is, as we initially understood it, or what we've been trained to understand, is, it's just something that feels really good and we release and my body is doing all kinds of crazy things, right? But it goes so much deeper. It goes far deeper. When orgasm is likened to psychedelic medicines, it's likened to deep meditation. And when we're able to tap into our orgasmic way of being, that's when we can also start to tap into the crystal information of our blood, of our womb. Um, and then when
Mm,
we're able to do that, then that's when we start to see timelines. That's when we start to
right.
really understand the all time is now. That's when we get to access our, as Sauce speaks to, the abyss. And then we really get to understand that we're so much more than what we've been told, and not just intellectually, but understand it in an embodied way. You
Right.
can feel your divinity when you're in these spaces.
And people are not like shy to have orgasms in front of complete strangers. Because I was
If
thinking
you build
about
it,
doing
they
a,
will come.
I was thinking about bringing something to Atlanta called dripping paint.
Let's drip. Let's drip. Let's
Yeah,
drip.
bro.
If you build it, they will come. We
That's
see
right.
you,
That's what they say.
but it's true, and we're in these new times now where like it's undeniable. It's undeniable that even if you've never heard any of the information that's here, you know that you're going through something different. You're experiencing time different. You're starting to look at yourself different. So even everything that you've learned, everything that you think you know about yourself, like
Hmm.
you still learning. There's still so
Right.
much more to go. This is always going to be.
Ongoing.
So there are people that when they hear it, they come in
Right.
all the ways. They come.
Right. Beautiful. 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 So,
Okay.
yeah, that part.
And
I want to know from you, Sister Nikki. We were having these conversations about, the dropping gems. What was your experience in Tucson, Arizona, at the International Gem Show? How did you, what did you walk away from that experience feeling like?
mm, I walked away feeling like this was an ancient reunion.
Facts.
Right.
Um, I walked away feeling like the orgasmic energy that we walk with is pushing everything that don't belong out.
Right.
And so we did it. We experienced that. I also experienced great activations. I mean, just being in Tucson, my visuals, like I would see residual timelines as things were happening, like the vortexes and the portals that we moved through, like
Yes.
they were so palpable, like it's impossible to deny. So this was a massive awakening, and we collectively, all of us together, when we met up, it's very clear that we moved through a portal together, and we're here.
Mm.
We're here, and we just need to now walk in it and acknowledge that we in a different place than we were a few months ago.
Facts.
Right. That's like I said, Blue ain't leave. He
Mm-mm.
he went out there and he ain't been back since. Wavy Crockett done transformed on us once again. You know, but knowing my twin and knowing what his journey is about, and witnessing that for these 40 some odd years, I could only applaud him and, just be like, yo, you on your journey, bro. You know what I mean? You on your journey and I respect that. You feel me? I want to pull something up real quick if I may. Damn, it say I can't do that. Well, I'm gonna just read it from my notes. I want to read the definition of convergence because the presentation that we did was called the crystal convergence, right? And the convergence, people don't know what convergence be about. You know what I'm saying? So I want to just briefly break that down. Give me 1 minute. Let me see if I could upload the files, if they would allow me to. Give me 1 second and whatnot. And where could they get your music at, Source? In the meantime, between time, where could they find that the music?
The website, yep, the southspot414.com is all there.
Oh, it's all there.
Yes,
Beautiful.
sir.
That's for sure. All right.
Hmm. And then online
Right.
as well. Online as well. Spotify, Apple Music,
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
those
yeah. Streamers,
platforms.
all of that streaming stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
we know about that.
Mhm.
Okay, hold on. The browser can't access the screen. They acting fugazi. Anyway, let me read the definition of convergence for the family that may not be familiar with it. Convergence is the process or state of converging. In biology, It is the tendency of unrelated animals and plants to evolve superficially similar characteristics under similar environmental conditions, right? It's also a location where air flows or ocean currents meet, characteristically marked by upwelling of air or downwelling of water. Another thing is, how do you explain convergence? Convergence is when two or more things come together to form a new whole, like the convergence of plum and apricot genes in the plucot. Convergence comes from the prefix con, meaning together, and the verb verge, which means to turn toward. There's another word for convergence. There are multiple words and synonyms for convergence: confluent, meet, joining, meeting, concentration, concourse, connect, union, and merging. So what took place in Arizona on the 2nd of February, which was affectionately 2/2/22, these different sentient light beings from different environments and different corners of the planet and whatnot, who are all on purpose, who are basically walking different paths to come to a certain to come to the same point. We were able to come together on mystical land, right? On a mystical land, because that's what Arizona is. And we were able to form Voltron, and we were teaching and we were performing. We balanced the scales. We were dealing with the harmonic resonance through the music and whatnot. And we were also demonstrating on that day in particular, because that day was a portal. So we introduced and rolled out the metaverse. That was a soft rollout, but Facebook had a $230 billion crash that day. How about that? And I'm not.
Yep.
Day.
Yep.
No
That's
cap.
that law of polarity.
No Cappington. You know what I mean? Blue Pill said on stage, I shared a human designer, Mark Zuckerberg. He's the op. And then show enough, while we was partying and performing and enjoying ourselves, they had the biggest loss ever in history. Okay? Because the metaverse is defunct. It's a de facto idea. We came with the metaverse and offset it and whatnot. And just the performances, just the teachings, just the demonstrations. Then when we went to the gym show and we linked up, and all kind of walls and doors were opening up. Walls were falling, doors were opening up. Then people was probably even trying to figure out, how do we stop this force going through that thing? And I don't think that the gym show will ever be the same again.
No. And something that you mentioned, Red, like in particular, you were like, and we were having joy. We were having joy in that. And
Right.
so that is the essence of what when I speak to like orgasmic energy, or when I'm talking about sexual energy, being able to be in our arousal, being able to be in our joy when we are in these spaces, because we are an unstoppable force when we are in that.
Right.
And regardless of what anyone says, like as long as we keep doing that, like it's just it's the way is going to be cleared for us. The way is clear for us. Excuse me.
Right. So my I walk away from that situation knowing that the convergence needs to continue. You know, there's more powerful beings who need to meet each other. You know, I speak about the privilege of being able to live stream in real time. This is something that some of our great ancestors never had the ability to do, to broadcast in multiple places. You know, it's you know, the whole aspect of somebody holding a phone, right? What they call a black mirror, and me being where I am, right? But I'm still working in other places. Like when I saw you, I was able to see your video, but you weren't there, Source Guard. But I was able to experience Source Guard while you was probably in the booth recording something totally different on another side of the planet and whatnot. There's a power in that. But the real power is when we physically meet and converge. I cannot meet somebody through the computer. The energy that I have and whatnot, and the spirit that I hold, it could translate through these screens, but the shit hit differently when it's live. So we need to converge. We need to link people who need to meet each other in the real life, to look each other in the eyes, to hold, you know, to shake hands, to embrace one another. That needs to happen more, because what I do know is that every day more people are waking up. Okay. And more people are walking in their power, and more people are coming online and whatnot, and more people are unplugging from the matrix. They dropping out of the matrix. That's what I do know. So with that being said, where are we going to meet them at? Where do they meet? Where do they greet? Where do they converge? We haven't figured that one out yet, but we are steadily moving in a direction to where we'll have those answers very soon. We need a whole town for conscious people or awakened people or enlightened people. We need our own, because we need to be amongst each other at this point in juncture and whatnot, because a lot of us are too scattered and we're losing pieces and we're losing very instrumental people and whatnot. And I feel that as a result of losing them, there's a loss that's taking place, because you can't replace some of the people that we're losing. They're irreplaceable. I just lost a brother, a master teacher by the name of Brother Daoud out of Harlem and whatnot. He made his transition. I just lost another brother by the name of Rock, a master. He wasn't a master teacher, but he was a master. You feel me? Whenever you saw Professor James Smalls, you saw Brother Rock. Rock came through and cleared shit out. He was the enforcer. So there is a calling, that there's a spiritual calling right now, where it's like, yo, y'all already saw what took place with the fiasco of the Jabbington. That line has already been drawn. You gonna go back home after they told you couldn't sit through a Thanksgiving meal because you didn't have that poison in you? You're gonna go back home because Don Lemon and them they took their foot off of the unjabbed neck and whatnot, and now your people is like, oh, now you come back in. No, I'm not coming back. You showed your ass and whatnot, and you showed that you're not to be trusted, and you showed that you're one of them. I'm not coming back to that. Not going backwards and whatnot. We have identified new family members, and they don't have to be blood. We on the same frequency. We want for these children. We all want for these children what's right for them. Y'all was ready to poison the damn children, so y'all need to keep it moving. You know. But I'm landing my plane. I digress. I'm on my plane. I
Oh, we
digress.
feel you. We feel
That's why
you.
we out
Yeah.
here.
But
Out
we
here on
Speaking
moving
all of
toward.
it.
We're gonna be
Clubhouse.
doing more things. This is just the beginning. I just had to introduce y'all to my audience. I wanted them to see what it is that's going on, so there's no speculation and whatnot. And I want them to discover that there's people that are doing things outside of the quote unquote box. We're drawing outside of the lines and whatnot. We're challenging the norm. You feel me? We're swimming upstream and things of that nature, and it works for us. It might not be for everybody, but it works for us. So before we tap out of here, I would love for y'all to leave the family with some words of encouragement, and also, letting them know how they can support you, find you out there.
Okay, cool, man. I wanna, man. Look, this is every time we meet up, every time we link,
Right.
bro. It warms my heart, because I'm literally stepping into my quote unquote abundance. I've been stagnated, I've been restricted, I've been marginalized because of the environment that I grew up in. It's truly a hog pen. It's truly what they call the crabs in the barrel. And my father, who transitioned last year, his sacrifice,
Condolences.
and yes, Tris, he called himself Tris Megadus, which was a spinoff of Tris Megistus, the thrice great. Um, he was a great communicator, within my life, and he gave birth to me, and I just want to give honor to him, because without him, I wouldn't be here right now. Without
Facts.
his sacrifice and his compromise to sit within that filth or that infiltration to create just around me that love. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way grandma can be standing on the block with all the killers and the drug dealers and the robbers, and nothing ever happened to her.
Right.
So by learning how he created that for me, I'm able to create it for others and have other people who would never ever see or experience people like you and Blue and Illuminati Congo and Roz Ben, another perspective of life, that means everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm listen, these people are living vicariously through me, and now by seeing it, they can apply it to their own lives. And
Facts.
I appreciate you for giving me the platform to even speak my truth, bro. That's monumental.
Right.
Stuff like that do not get done, bro. So salute to you for being a
Indeed.
real one. You know what I'm saying? You can follow me on my social media at the Sauce God 901. You can support us at the Southspot414.com. You might just want to sponsor a student. You know, you might want to become a member and sponsor a student. You might want to get into the classes yourself. And the best way to support is to live your truth as well, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me be an inspiration for you to do whatever it is that you've been putting to the side, you know,
To
and,
do. You
and
said
you
Source Guard 911?
901.
901. There you go. I'm
Yep,
gonna
that's the
post that
Sauce
right
Guy
here.
901. You can follow me. Yep. So you wanna get your
I'm
social?
gonna call you the area code man.
Yeah, I'm the area code man.
We just do the remix of area codes. Let's do the remix.
You know we
And,
everywhere, man. You know we
yo,
got
and we
over.
got bars. Yeah, we got one in the. Yeah, we got a bop for the summer. I don't want to talk too fast, but we damn sure hit the
Fire.
studio before it was all said and done. And we got a boppington, you know what I mean? Red pale, blue pale, what the business is. Hold on.
To this day. To this day.
Yo, we
You know what I'm
gotta be.
saying?
I'm finna be out there
But
too. I'll be at.
you know, the element of surprise is always best. You know what I mean?
Yep,
So,
yep,
Sister
yep.
Nikki, you want to leave them with something?
Yeah, so you can find me. My social is Nikki Experience, NIKKIEXPERIENTE. So's the website. I have an intimate alchemy sessions that'll be happening weekly, so you can sign up there. But also
Right.
you can find you can access our memberships also on the Source Spot for 414. And Shabri?
Yes, you can find me at once underscore Inc. And the one stands for We Are Not the Same. That is my message to everyone. We are not the same. Okay. And that's at
I like that.
WANTS underscore INC.
Yeah.
Dope. I like that. I like that. Yeah, Mighty Hebrew, brother Daoud passed away. He made
Yeah.
transition in his sleep like a king. And
Okay.
so did the brother Rock. He made his transition in his sleep.
Mm.
So for everybody in New York City, you know, pay attention to what's going on in the air. That's very unnatural for so many people to pass at such a fast amount of time. But like it was told to me, we are becoming the new elders and whatnot, and we have to accept that because you know time is what it is, and you know cycles are turning and things of that nature. So we're being prepared to be those elders of counsel, and that's really how I see myself in this journey now. That's why bringing you and introducing you is something that it's almost like I'm obligated as the pillars to be, you know, to counsel the youth. You know what I mean? The youth are for war. So if you out there in the front lines and you fighting that war, King, you know, it's my duty as the elder to counsel you in that war because I'm also on the front lines. I'm also at war. You know, we're fighting an intellectual and a spiritual war. You feel me? And we need as many hands on deck and qualified people to ride with us because at the end of the day, you know, we fighting for us. So it is what it is.
Legend.
Family, like I was saying earlier, we have the workshop that we all did. You just got a glimpse of who we all are and what we have to bring to the table. Inside of the workshop, you'll get a better understanding of what we have to deliver. It's on KTL University. It's called Dropping Gems. If y'all missed it, don't worry about it. It's up there for perpetuity. Video on demand, like how you would go to Netflix or something and watch it. It's right there. It's in the building. I appreciate every single one of y'all, brother Steven. He's probably had
Steven,
to
you
dip off.
dropping them.
Yeah, his inbox, his
Woo!
DM is probably popping right now. All of them
Going
ladies,
crazy.
they want them silver buttons and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You know, but brother Steven, we have a workshop coming at the end of the month. Like I shared with y'all, if y'all hop on, we're gonna get y'all that free We're gonna take care of y'all. We're gonna bless y'all with a free ebook and whatnot. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And we will be doing shows every other day until they snatch, you know what I mean, until they decide that they want to act funny and whatnot. We're gonna be catching up to the times that we missed with our audience and be delivering, because there's so many things going on in these past few weeks and months and whatnot that we got to actually catch up with the people. So you know, until we link up again, y'all, love and light, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
Peace and love,
hey,
you know what I
Red,
mean? Yes,
hit me
sir.
so we can put together itinerary for when I touch down. So we make sure
Oh,
we
for sure.
yeah,
Next week. Oh, this weekend.
yeah,
Yeah, we
exactly.
turned up. Hopefully
Yes, sir.
Cambada still be out here, and we could make some magic and shit. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well,
All
love,
right.
bro. Thank you again.
Indeed, man. Y'all stay up. All right.
Gratitude.
Love
Absolutely.
and light.
Yes.
Love and light.
Peace.